Welcome back, Poor Decisions Podcast. It's your boy Henny Suaves. We're here with
DommyCutz.
So first off, tell us about yourself.
So I guess out here in Vacaville, I'm a barber, merchant barber, right here, barbershop. I don't know if they could actually see that, but yeah.
How long you been cutting hair for?
In a shop for about like 5 years, but before that, I've been cutting out the house for about 15 years.
Damn.
Yeah. I originally got started because my mom was a nail tech. And so back in like the early 90s, a nail tech could be inside a barbershop. And, she just, what was I saying? Yeah, I grew up in a barbershop. Go ahead, you pick first. So grew up in a barbershop, and mom was a nail tech. And pretty much just saw the atmosphere, the BS, the ambiance of being inside of a barbershop, things like that. So, I was always drawn to it. Plus, like, I've always liked to talk to people. I've always been a social person. And, in barbering, man, that's what you need to be. You know what I mean? Like, it's enjoyable for some people just to come in. It's therapeutic for some men just to come in and just talk.
Yeah.
I got you for 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes. And a lot of guys will come in here before they come home to the wives, just to sit down, relax, have a beer, and just talk about their day. Things they can't even say to their own wives. It's crazy. A lot of my clients, they will legitimately open up more to me than they do their own wives.
And you learn a lot about somebody in those 40 minutes.
100%.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, it's like therapeutic, more like somebody to talk to that you don't really know because you know they ain't gonna judge you.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
What inspired you to become a barber, and how did you get started in the industry?
Honestly, I guess I touched on it a little bit earlier. So my mom was a nail tech, and she did hair. And back like during the divorce and everything like that, when I was, one weekend was hers, one weekend was my pops and all that. She was always working in a barbershop. We were always just in there, and just the BS, the way that barbers were, and the atmosphere, and just the way they talked and everything like that. And that drew me to it. I always had a thought process that maybe this is something I might be able to do. And so one day I just picked up the clippers. I remember I was always talking about it, and somebody finally just got me a starter kit and was like, just try it out. Actually, the person was, shout out to Regina Perez, because she is my mother in Cosmo. She literally just gave me everything.
Oh, wow.
Like, I told her, like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, whoop-de-whoop. And, she used to live over there off of Brown, and right next to my sister. And so I was like telling her about it, and she was like, come over. Came over, and I remember she just gave me combs, like a bag, a cape, powder, everything, the whole nine. And
Suited you up, huh?
Yeah, I was like, this is what's up, appreciate it.
10. No, yeah, that's big, especially when it's like essentially she believed in you. Okay, 20-10 right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, she believed in you, and she kind of saw, I guess, potential in the the inspiration behind what you wanted to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel like that's cool because a lot of people, they see that you trying to start something and they don't care to, really, like, I guess, have your back in that sense, like.
Honestly, when you so all through high school and everything, I was always told basically what other people wanted me to become.
Right.
In reality, it was. I remember, honestly, I had ambitions to be a chef.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to cook.
Chef,
I cooked.
Chef Dom.
Hey, Chef Dom. But I cook now, which is funny because when I cook for people, they're always like, "This is good. Like, what's up?" And it's like, yeah. Well, first off, I didn't get like this because I dieted and slimmed down,
Right.
But So I kind of got told that no, that wasn't a good trade. So you said 20 to 10, right?
Yeah.
All right, 2020.
Oh shit.
So Domino. No. So
You
well,
didn't see that.
I know what you got now, Holmes. I'm gonna play my cards right. Man.
Right. Let's see. What was the score?
Don't even. 20 to 20.
Yeah.
You're putting double 10 or double 5. Huh? Ah, man.
Oh shit.
Suck.
All right. So that's 15 more.
15, so 35, 20.
Yep.
All right, let's just domino. Yeah, 7.
We need a piece of paper.
I was gonna say we ain't gonna remember this, bro.
How have men's grooming trends evolved over the years, and what's a style that you believe is like truly underrated right now? Don't say the Edgar cut.
Oh man, no. I honestly, anybody who knows me knows like that's one haircut I just don't do.
Yeah.
I honestly don't do those. I mean,
didn't you say you turned one down one time?
I've turned a few down actually, and one time it kind of bit me back a little bit. Person went on a review and kind of left a bad review that hey, these guys don't know how to cut, whoop whoop. And I mean, in reality, it's just a cut that I've tried like 4 times, and every time I've tried, it never ends well.
Yeah.
I'll be real with you, like and people are like, it looks so easy, which it does, but there's a lot of steps to it, and I guess me personally, I'm more of a traditional barber in the sense of like, yeah, I know you keep up on the styles and things like that, but I keep it like just old school to be honest.
Yeah.
So underrated haircut, that I don't know. I mean, one haircut I think that looks clean on everybody is obviously the come over hard part, which is what I'm rocking right now.
Yeah,
I think it's a clean classic cut that whether you're going out or if you're going to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a really nice cut to have.
And you got the length on top, with, like you said, comb over. You got the sides tapered up and shit. So
I'm started off with 10.
10. All right. What's the most, I guess, what's the most surprising or like interesting conversation that you've had with a client before? Like, what's something that stood out to you, whether it's funny, sad, fucking weird, whatever it is?
I've seen all walks of life come through my door, sit in my chair, and it's great. I'd say the most interesting one I ever had. I had a client. His name was Bobby. Older cat. Had the cul-de-sac up top, if you know what I'm saying. Like, he didn't have hair on top, barely on the sides, right? So Bobby used to come in, and he would book an hour service.
Okay.
And I would get done with his haircut in maybe 5 minutes.
Oh, shit.
Maybe so quick, you know what I mean? But, like I said, being in the chair is very therapeutic, all right, in the sense of Bobby's coming in, go for an hour. I cut his hair real quick, and then I would let him sit in my chair, and I would sit across from him, and I have, tequila, brandy, whiskey, I have beer, and he would just sit there and drink his brandy, and we would just talk.
Yeah.
Just talk about everything. He's telling me always spend your money, go on that trip, rack up credit card debt. He's like, you'll always have time to pay it off, and you'll always be in debt, whether you're on top of it or not. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And Bobby said, if you're in credit card debt, okay, cool, you're in debt, go on the trips. But if you hold off and wait until, later on in life, you're in debt because you're in debt to the time. You can't enjoy it like me, and I'm 30 years old. I could go to Mexico and zip line or go on a parachute or something, have fun, things like that. When you're way older, it's a lot harder, like you can't climb the Rock of Gibraltar in Africa, you know what I mean? Your knees are done, you know what I mean? I always enjoyed our conversations, me and Bobby. Unfortunately, when I moved, he couldn't come this way, unfortunately. So, but every once in a while, he'll text me and just be like, You know, he calls me Junior for some reason. He's like, "Hey, Junior," and I'm like, "Hey, baby."
Oh, that's cool. I mean, that's kind of cool that you have like those interactions with customers too that you never forget. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And not only that, but I mean, if you're like you said, if he's booking an hour and you're only cutting his hair for 5 minutes, so the rest of the time you guys are just chopping it up and talking. It's like you're helping him out more than you know too, because like you said earlier, it's like shit that he probably can't even go home and say to his wife or to his person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's one thing I really do enjoy is like I enjoy talking to everybody. I enjoy, all walks of life. You may be going through something that I'm going through,
Right.
or you may be going through something that I went through, and let me tell you how I went through it and what the outcome was, or vice versa. I could be having a horrible month or doing something, something's wrong with the wife or something, like me and her, and you could just be like, well, hey, Dom, I went down the same road as you.
Yeah.
This is how I did it, and this is what the outcome was, and it's always good, man. It's nice to have like real conversations with people, not just like, I don't know, just saying I had a regular 9-to-5 job, and you got to put the fake smile on and stuff like that.
That shit gets crucial sometimes.
Oh, man.
That shit gets very crucial. It's very difficult to, like you said, try to put on that fake smile. Damn, I'm feeding them. Just trying to act like I guess everything's okay when it's not. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I hate to do this to you. Because this was the spinner, right?
Yes.
15.
This guy. I'm not going to write that
down. What's the most, I guess, challenging haircut that you've ever had to do? The Edgar?
The Edgar.
What makes it difficult? I mean, is it, head shape? Is it the way that their hair grows?
I mean... I'm probably going to get butchered by other barbers when they see this, and we're going to be like, oh, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay. But, the tapers, it's somewhat easier to do if you're, repetition over and over and the tapers are there. It's just like, to me, it's not a haircut.
Yeah.
It's really not a haircut. Too little small. It's funny because sometimes you'll see, people, post videos and you'll see the kid go in there and he's like, oh, my hair's messed up, bro. I can't go out this weekend. I can't look like this. And then they come to the after, the haircut looks exactly the same. You just got two little small tapers, and you're like, gee, you paid $40 for that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
And then you got to lay the person's hair and put it with hairspray, and then create a line where 9 times out of 10. That ain't gonna get done again perfectly like that. Right. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna go shower throughout the day, things like that, or and you're gonna try to make it like it was when you were in the chair. Will it stick? Yeah, it kind of looks the same, but at the same time, it's not gonna look like super crisp or perfect like when you were in the chair.
Right.
That's with any haircut too, because people are like, when I left the barbershop, my come over was fire. Everything was good, and then. I can't ever get it the same and everything. So, yeah, I'm standing behind you.
Yeah.
I can see the crown of your head. I could help you out, when I style it. But
I feel like that's why a lot of people, when they know they're going to go out, they go and get a haircut because they're going to leave the shop, you know what I mean? Fresh.
A haircut makes you feel great, bro.
It does.
You know what I mean? It could turn your whole day around.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? You could be depressed, like that comedian says. You could be depressed, bro, and then you realize all you needed was a haircut. You know what I'm saying? You're like, what was I depressed about, bro? I'm about to fly. I'm about to go downtown tonight, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You got a haircut, a beer, and a talk, all in one. All for $40.
Right.
That's where that tip comes in. That's why they say tip your barber, because he do more than just cut your hair.
That's true, man.
What about beard? What's the hardest, I guess? Has anybody asked you for something exotic shit?
Oh, on your beard?
Yeah.
Beard, but not really. Everybody just, sticks to the, hey, can you shape it? Can you square it off? Can you make it a V? It just all depends on the person's face too, and their head shape.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it. I usually like to voice my opinion when somebody asks for something when I know the shape of your head
Yeah.
is not gonna fit that hairstyle. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I know your head.
Yeah.
Like, no Diddy. But like,
shit.
like I know what can and cannot work for you.
Yeah.
You know, like you got four cowlicks.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna work.
Bro, that's wild.
Yeah, like, what's my options? One on top, zero on the side.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
for
saying?
real,
Like,
for real.
line up, do the Aaron Hernandez. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
just get that shit straight.
Yeah.
Man, no, yeah, that's. I don't know. I've seen some. I think who is it? My brother. My brother used to have I don't know how he got rid of it, but he had a cowlick literally like in the middle of his hairline. And I was like, bruh, like you try to go get that shit lined up, you
Right.
could be fucked up.
Right.
You like that, like the old school kind of vibe.
Yeah, man. I mean, all I listen to is just oldies, to be honest. Like, that's just me. Anybody who knows me knows, like, it's all Motown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like that's one genre of music that's like super overrated now, or underrated.
Yeah.
Underrated because it's like, man, you throw on oldies, it goes with any kind of vibe. You're out cruising, you're cleaning your house, like, you know what I mean? Barbecue, yeah, bro. Like you just can never go wrong with oldies.
Yeah.
What's your favorite oldie song though?
Ooh, man, I got a lot. I mean, Zapp and Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, just yeah, I don't know. Like, I actually just got back from a Fool in Love festival down in LA, and all the oldies, man. I'm talking like D. Ross, Al Green.
Yeah.
Smokey was there.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
fuck.
always wanted to see Smokey Robinson, bro.
Yeah.
And I finally like got to see it. Once I saw that he was there, Santana was there.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Yeah. I was a little upset about Santana's outfit. He was not dressed up like he was performing.
Yeah.
It literally was like jeans and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, but yeah, I mean, Smokey was great, but he shouldn't be singing anymore.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of backup dancers. There's definitely a lot of lip singing. I mean, like, yeah, he's like 89 years old,
Yeah,
but it was awesome to see him. But at the same time, like, the problem that I really hate going to concerts or festivals because I went there to hear you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't come here to hear 20,000 other people who
Singing
can't
the
sing
song.
at all, who are tone deaf, who are, you know what I mean? Like,
Thinking that they doing something
worse than Biz Markie, you know what I mean? And they're over here just trying to shout it out, like,
drunk as hell.
yeah, and I'm just like, dude, like, keep it down, eh? I'm trying to hear the real talent, not
Right.
you.
Shit. Well, I think it was 2023, summer of 2023, I believe it was. I met the Delphonics.
No way.
I opened up for them in Salinas for a writing. What was it? Street Low concert.
Okay.
And they were like the main people coming out, and so I opened up, and then they were on the side, watching and shit. So it was cool. But that's like the closest that I've gotten to like meeting someone like legendary like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I've always admired that type of music because it's so rare now.
Yeah.
You don't find it anywhere.
Well, like, I follow a lot of new artists out there, and there's I feel like oldies is coming back.
Yeah.
I really do, because you got good, talented people like Trish Toledo.
Yeah.
Man, she's doing great. Like, I went at the old shop, I used to have her playing all the time. You know
Right.
what I mean? Just on YouTube, just constantly going over. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then you got the Sinceres, Joey Q. Like, he's coming out with some good music, the Altones. And I just really feel like it's coming back, to be honest.
Yeah.
Ooh, you got me scared there for a minute. I thought you were about to be 25. I was about to be like, hey. Be like Monopoly. How
Yeah,
was this game,
for
bro?
Throwing shit
I'm out of
everywhere.
here, bro. You said it was supposed to be a friendly game, bro.
Shit. Monopoly ruined Frenches.
Domino.
Shit. 5.
Oh, man.
What's one tip that you give to someone considering becoming a barber or opening their own shop?
I can't really speak on opening your own shop. I've seen other people do it.
Yeah.
It's a lot, man. You know what I mean? It's not just this, putting in a couple chairs and just doing that. There's a lot more behind the scenes. Can't really speak on that. But becoming a barber, I mean, honestly, so I guess my background, like I said, all through high school, like I wanted to be a chef.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My godmother was actually always teaching me how to like cook and things like that, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm diabetic, and I wanted to create recipes for diabetics.
Oh, okay.
You know, something low sugar, high protein, something nice.
It's still good as fuck.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was pretty much told when I told people that I wanted to be a chef, that was vetoed real quick.
Yeah.
Like they were just like
Hella hating on that shit, huh?
they were like no. And I get it. You know, everybody knows somebody who tried something and it didn't work out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at that time, I'm not gonna say who it was, but they knew of somebody who went to culinary school. You know, cordon bleu.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The full
Yeah,
ratatouille, the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? And prestigious school. Went to Vegas, you know, to go do their own thing, and the best that they could get was dessert chef at a buffet.
Oh shit.
And they were like, "There's no money in it."
Like on some hometown buffet, like
No.
corral type shit, or
No, like a casino buffet,
okay,
you know.
okay.
But like, I remember they were like, talk to her, you know, like ask her like what exactly, you know, whoop de whoop. And I was like, okay. So I started talking to her, and she was like, it's very hard, obviously, in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's like, but if you have ambitions, well, you know, it was funny because the people that were hearing it, like, just were like, get off the phone. She'll know what she's talking about. And I'm like, yeah, she does, you know, but, so everybody was like, man, you know, you ought to be a nurse. Yeah. You know, and this back in, I'm not trying to age myself, but yeah, this is way back. And, you know, I was always, like I said, I'm diabetic. So I was always seeing, you know, doctors and nurses, and they were always just like, oh, it's the best thing ever, you know, become a nurse and blah, blah, blah. So I tell people this, and they always like, for real? But in high school, I was actually pretty smart.
For real?
Yeah, exactly. I do it. Like, fucking liar. No, you weren't. I've seen you write. You know what I'm saying? I've seen the grammar. It's not there. No. But I was actually a pretty smart kid. And I got approached, me and another girl, to, because there's 2 high schools in our town. Mm. And I was at one high school, and me and this other girl had, I guess, told our guidance counselors that we wanted to go into nursing, some type of medical field. Yeah. Well, the other school, you know, the school that everybody liked, was having pre-nursing classes. It was like terminology, things like that. Yeah. So they were like, hey, if you guys want, you guys can, you know, leave here, go to the other school, and you can take that class, which I was totally cool with. I was like, yeah, let's do that. So it was awesome. Was learning terminology, learning like we're having like phlebotomist people come in or phlebotomy, and other nurses, you know, herbalists, people who, you know, believe in like, you know, plants will cure you, things like that, you know, and just talking to everybody. And so scored real high. I got my stethoscope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the little, you know, this thing.
Yeah.
I got that. I got to wear my cool little gown and the scrubs and all that. Yeah. And, you know, and got my certificate. So then when I went to college, it transferred over, which was really nice. Good. 5. So it was really nice. So I was taking a lot of nursing classes, and there was one professor. I was the only guy in the entire class.
No shit.
Yeah, and so this one professor, a little troll.
He said a troll.
And she was, man. She was just like this, like no. I call her Head and Shoulders because she was no neck.
Damn.
Yeah, just
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah,
shit.
bro. And she was like round like a little troll, and so I remember. Actually, I got her fired.
Oh, no
I
shit.
should just, before I start saying it, I actually got her fired. But she just had it out for me, buddy. She was a mean person to me. And she legitimately told everybody, like in front of told me in front of the class, she was like, the only reason why you're taking this course is because you're she's like, the only reason why you're taking this course is to be in here with all these other girls. Like, you're not here to become a nurse, you're here to pick up. And I was like, and back then I wasn't, you know what I mean? I was like, no, like, that's not true. I want to be a nurse. I took prereqs, you know, things like that. And so she was like, no. And I remember I did a 10-minute teach. That was like one of your midterms was a 10-minute teach. Basically, you have 10 minutes to teach the entire class something. Yeah. And then one person will come up and try to redo it. One girl did like sweet tea. She was from like Mississippi. So she's like, we do sweet tea down there. I'm gonna teach you guys how to do real sweet tea. Oh shit. And I mean, talk about some sugar foots. You know what I mean? Like, I'm diabetic, like I said. Man, I was shaking like a car on bad gas, homie. I was like, damn, anybody else want to go like run a 5K right now, bro? And I'm all sitting there and all of a sudden, you know? You mean to tell me that wasn't Splenda? You know? Shit. Luckily, I was in a room full of future nurses. Yeah. You know, they realized the signs. Yeah. Hey, man, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine.
They figured out real quick if he was gonna make it or break it.
Oh man, yeah. I remember because we were in like the wing of like the nursing program. Yeah. And I remember like the professor like looked at me and she's like, "Oh, you're diabetic, aren't you?" I was like, "I drink a little bit." Man, she opened that door and was like, "Is there any third years here with you know, medication or anything?" And I was like, "I ain't taking somebody's medication," you know, but it was fine. I just drank a whole bunch of water and eventually that came down. But
he said I came down like he was on drugs or something.
Right. You know, like,
he's all sweating and going through
shit, you know what I'm saying? Just like going through withdrawals.
He's all scratching his ear and shit.
It wasn't regular sugar, man. It was sugar in the raw, you know, like cane sugar.
Cane.
You still sitting there.
That shit was fresh as hell.
And I was like, ugh. Girl, you already know.
Her body got to acting up.
But yeah, so she was mean. She always would out me. Like I said, one girl showed how to cut your cuticles. Mm-hmm. One girl did like, you know, how to trim your nails so that they don't grow into like hangnails. It was really weird. Oh, you suck. It was really weird. So, anyways, I did my teach. And everybody liked it. Yeah. Everybody thought it was good and everything like that. Everybody else got 10s. I got like 5.
Oh shit!
And I was like,
"What the fuck?
Can you explain?" You know? And she's just like, didn't believe you. Didn't believe you. It's something you thought about. I feel like you did it on the fly. Like she just had just the dumbest. Going to the boneyard. Just the dumbest freaking excuses. One day, like, I was trying to do the math, and I was, like, messing up, and she was just, like, making fun of me, laughing at me, and stuff like that. And, I mean, you know, I was, like, really getting upset. I mean, you know, 17-year-old kid just freaking, like, hey, like,
I'm trying.
Can someone, like, help me, and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, that's a prerequisite. You should already have all the help you need, you know, all this jazz. And she was like, wait, what, you got, disability? What, you got, you know, a reading disability? I was like, no, I have dyslexia. And she was just like, oh, then you can't be a nurse. Like, you just get the hell out of my classroom, right? And like, I was like, what? And it wasn't like that was it. And then she went on to teaching. No, she legitly had me leave. What? She was like, go, like, you know, I don't want you in my class if you're, you know, you can't even read. And I was like, no, I can read. I can't, you know, the math. I have dyslexia. It takes me a second. And she was all like, that's not dyslexia. And I was like, but the numbers are flipped in my mind, lady. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it takes me a second. She's all, just started doing the whole, like, if there's a cold blue, you know, you got to be on the ready, on the fly to know things and blah, blah. And I was like, I get it, but, you know. And so I ended up grabbing my stuff, and I walked out. And as I was walking out, I was like, I'm going to go to the dean. And I just walked straight to the dean's office, knocked on his door, walked in, and he was like, hey. And I was just like, she straight up said, I didn't know this at the time. I thought there was only one dean. Yeah. Okay, I didn't realize there was like 25 different deans, different departments, things like
Oh
that.
shit, like department managers and shit.
Yeah, and so I ended up going to the dean of it was like student resources and disability something.
Yeah.
So basically, what she just made fun of me for, that was his. He was like,
oh shit,
disability and resource dean.
Yeah.
So I went in there and I just started telling him everything. I was like, this is ridiculous. She always outs me. I'm getting C's. I'm getting, C minuses, which was crazy because I had a friend in there, Liz, who we did our homework together. There was one time we mirrored the exact same thing together.
And she got a better grade.
She got a better grade and I didn't. And I'm all like, what is this? So finally, I told him about the whole you got a disability, you need to get out. And he's like, she did not say that. And I was like, yes, she did.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be in class right now, and she kicked me out. So he was like, oh no, it was a 4-hour class too. It was once a week. It was crazy. So he was like, okay, if all this is true, we're gonna investigate it. So I was like, sure. So went to class the next week. Kind of was just in the back, like a little hermit crab, really wasn't talking to anybody. But we went on break, and everybody was like, hey, just want to let you know, I got approached by a dean, they asked us, and, we told them everything. And I was like, okay, what's going to happen? And so the following week, so 2 weeks later, she starts doing her classes and everything like that, or the course. And we're sitting there, and all of a sudden we heard a knock on the door, and who comes walking in? The dean and just all this other personnel. Damn. And they're like, hey, and she's like, hey, what's going on? All trying to be all cheery. And they're like, so before you start your class, we're gonna need you to come with us, and this is gonna be your replacement for today. Yeah. And she's like, oh, what's going on? And he's like, just come with us. So she grabbed everything, walked out, and lady came up and she started doing the course, and maybe it was 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you could just hear her just going off in the hallway. Damn. And so she came back and was just really opened the door and was all like, so you're gonna go to the dean? You're gonna go above me? And blah, blah, blah. I was like, man, I tried talking to you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You told me I was dyslexic.
You told me to get the hell out of your classroom.
Yeah.
So she was like, whatever. She's like, I don't want you in my profession. I hope you don't go into my profession because there's people like you that give people like me a bad name. And I looked at her and said, woman, it looked like people like you give yourself a bad name. Bud. Look at you. Look how you act. Yeah. I can't imagine if something's serious,
what happens if we have a cold blue?
Yeah, what's up? This how you act, bud? Word. What hospital again? Just stay away from the
For real.
Yeah. Jesus,
shit.
Man.
That's wild. I don't even know how I would act. I probably would have did the same shit, to be real.
I think, honestly, that was one of my, I left with a huge smile on my face after that, you know what I mean? I finished it out, and halfway through it, I was just like, so I finished it out, and then, I just realized, that wasn't something I wanted to do. Yeah. It really wasn't, bro. It was, because if, you know me from outside of here and everything. Yeah. I'm a funny dude. I like to be social. I like to joke, Is that what I'm gonna become? You know what I mean? Just some.
You're all fucking pricking somebody, taking their blood. So first time.
Yeah, right. Just am I gonna be this crusty old,
You come here often?
Yeah, just this nurse that's just rude about everything. This hurts. No, duh. You're here in a reason for a reason. Shut up. So. So the chef thing was out. Yeah. Nursing, I didn't like it at all. I was like, man, this isn't for me. So I just switched up my majors. I ended up, when I graduated, I ended up leaving with 3 degrees.
There you go.
Which was crazy, right? I remember, I didn't even know I got the 3rd one.
Yeah.
Until I walked.
Oh shit! They were like, hey, by the way.
Yeah. Until I walked, I was looking at the pamphlet and everything like that, and I remember my sister-in-law shot me a picture, and she's like, look at you, you're number 3. And I was like, yeah. And then I read it and everything, and I was like, oh, I'm getting a degree in political science. Cool. Yeah. And so I remember I was all juiced. I had my other 2 degrees like this, and when I got that science one, I was like, who put this one on top? So that was pretty cool.
You could cook, cut hair, and take somebody's blood.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Jack of all trades.
yeah, but a master of none.
Shit. That's
You think I'm good at cutting hair?
Shit, I don't know. I gotta keep this on right now. No, I'm just playing.
Right? Man, shoot. I barely even know how to cut hair, bro. I just make it sound like it's good. You know, I just tell them what they want to hear. Yeah, it looks good on you.
Right. Hey, you sell it. You sell it.
Awesome.
So tell me about when you, I guess, went blind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that.
Oh, man, let's put the papas out there. And
The blind barber.
The blind barber. I was out there like Ray Charles.
Shit.
Yeah, man. So, like I said before, I was diabetic. Well, I still am diabetic. It's actually very under control right now. Got my little meter.
Hell yeah.
So everything's good. But back then I wasn't good. You know what I mean? Like I had let that get uncontrolled. And yeah, pretty much just woke up, normal day. Got in my car, drank my coffee, was on the way to work, and out of nowhere, I just saw this black. It looked like a lava lamp, the old school lava lamps.
Yeah.
You know, they just go up real slow, and then they kind of,
Yeah.
you know. Well, that's what I was seeing. I was seeing like these slow black line just like coming up, and I was like, you know, thinking it was just, you know, something. So I kept like wiping my glasses, wiping my eye, and then it kind of like did the, like when a atomic bomb goes off, just the mushroom.
Yeah.
It kind of went like that, and I was like, what is going on? Looking in the mirror. So I had already been seeing an eye specialist. So I called them up and I said, you know, something's not right. You know, I'm seeing some like black in my eye. And the nurse was like, oh, you know, you popped the blood vessel. Like, did you like, you know, work out or move? I had literally just moved and moved all my stuff like in one day. So I was like, oh, I must have overworked myself. Yeah, I literally just moved. And she was like, okay, that's what it is. Come in, you know, like 4 or 5 days from now. So I was like, okay, so I should be okay. And they're like, yeah, you should be fine. I was like, all right, cool. Hung up, got my stuff ready for work, walked in, clocked in. All of a sudden, phone starts ringing. And I'm like, doctor, pick it up. I'm like, hello? And she's like, hey, I just got the phone with you like 5-6 minutes ago. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, I just talked to the doctor. He says, get here now. Like, fungal right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, drop what you're doing.
Yeah.
And so at this time, I was like, okay, cool. Like, you know, let me get my stuff together. And as this is going, it's still pluming. It's still just, you know, just coming up. Eventually, my vision just blurred. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't even see my phone in front of my eye. Like,
with your glasses on?
With my glasses.
Oh, fuck.
Like, and I was like, what is going on? So I had to call a buddy of mine, and you know, big shout out to Coleman, the barber. He literally just killed his day. Like he had appointments, texted everybody, and was like, "Hey, got an emergency. I can't cut you today." Drove down to my job, and like picked me up, and then shot me all the way to Roseville to the specialist.
Oh shit!
Yeah, like, it wasn't like down the street at Sutter. You know, it was like a specialist, like Roseville. You know what I mean? So we get there, and they're just like, you know, taking the pictures, everything, and they pretty much told me, they were like, so what we didn't want to happen, happened. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, is this it? Oh, the doc, be on the level with me, bro. Yeah. Like, is this the beginning of the end? I'm like, am I blind? And he's all like, no. And he's like, it's going to be bad for a while, but eventually your vision will come back. And I was like, what do you mean eventually? And he's like, surgery. And I was like, on my eye, you know, like, what's up? Like, and yeah,
give me LASIK while you at it.
Yeah, right, you know, can you change my color like T.I.'s wife? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to be more like a hazel brown. You know what I'm saying? Like, can I get green eyes like Al Green, right? Or like Smokey Robinson? You know, like need them blue eyes.
Right.
So, yeah. So pretty much it was going to be like a long process, and so. That was the left eye, and so I was joking around with everybody. Like, I could still see on my right. Yeah. So I started cutting. And I was just cutting with one eye, and which was fine. And next thing you know, I guess overcompensating. Boom, the other eye just started.
Oh, fuck.
Hemorrhaging blood. That's basically what happened. My eyes started hemorrhaging blood.
Damn.
And it got so bad I had to call, everybody else like, hey, I need to go home. And then, I went to saw the specialist, and they were like, yeah, you're legally blind. And I was like,
oh, shit.
Okay, like, what's, and they were like, it's going to be a long road. And so I woke up the next morning, and zero visibility. Zero viz.
That shit must have been hella scary.
So, like, I mean, it really was. Like, I woke up, and I remember just, like, you just wake up, and it's dark, and I was like, what, like, what's going on? And, the other crazy part is you have to remember everything in your room. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like walking to the bathroom, you know what I mean? How many steps it was there. I have 13 steps going down from my second story down to my first, you know what I mean?
Holy shit.
So it's like remembering those and muscle memory and, and like my landlord, like I said, I just moved. And my landlord heard everything, bro. That guy, awesome guy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Real stand up. He straight told me, he's like, I don't want you to worry about rent until you get better. What? He's like, I'm not going to kick you out. I'm not going to say so sorry, so sad, like get out. Like, yeah, he's all like, I want, we'll figure it out. Your main thing is to get healthy right now. And, he was in the medical field. So he's like, if you need anything, you let me know, like all this. Yeah. So that was cool. And then the other thing that really helped me was my old lady, man. Yeah. We were really new in our relationship, and she stepped up like big time. That wasn't me crying. That was me. Like I she was there for me, when I was there. The chips were down low, and she picked me up. But yeah, like she was in SAC, and she would come down all the time. I remember she meal prep for me. Oh shit! My drawer, my shelf in the refrigerator was the third one down. Yeah. And it was third one down. You start from the left, breakfast, middle, lunch, dinner. You know what I mean?
Do you ever have dreams of like being blind? Or like dreams of like going through that again?
No. The short answer, no. No, honestly, I try everything to not go there again. Yeah. Because like it was rough, man. And from the outsider's point of view, like you can't tell when someone's blind. You know what I mean? Like unless I'm closing my eyes, like walking around, like you know what I mean. People were still like trying to talk to me. People were still, like thinking that I was like right there, but I was seeing a blank wall. Yeah. And so yeah, I mean, yeah, big shout. Like I said, big shout out to my old lady because she did, obviously did my laundry, everything like that, set me up, made sure I was like well taken care of, and then she would still go to work and then come all the way back from SAC. Yeah. She worked out in Roseville. Oh shit! So it was like a lot of miles, constantly going back and forth. And I remember, dude, I'll be real with you, and I'll be real with all y'all too. I gave her an out, like 100%. I sat down with her, and because you don't want to do that to somebody. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I didn't want to be that burden. Yeah. You know what I mean? As much as people are like, no, like, don't even think about it like that. No, the thoughts go through your mind. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Like, do you want to take care of somebody for the rest of your life type shit? Like,
right. Yeah. And, that's one of the reasons why I didn't become a nurse was like, I don't want to wipe ass my whole career. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe a preemie, but like an 85-year-old man, like I'm gonna be like, ugh, you know what I mean? Like,
dog, what'd you eat today?
Yeah, for real. You still on Jello? Tapioca, baby. Start going to De Niro face on. Man. What is this? But yeah, so I gave her an eye. I like really sat her down, and she's like going through my whole meal stuff and everything, and I just was like, hey, you know what? I want to talk to you. And she's like, what's up? And I was like, I don't know if I'm really going to get my vision back. Because they were talking about, a semi-detached retina. They're going to have to cut it. They're going to have to, drain it, refill it with artificial fluid. And so I was like, I just want to let you know that if you really want to throw in the towel and call it quits, I'm not going to hold it against you. Yeah. Like 100%. Like, she's a stronger person than me because obviously, like, I could sit here and say that I don't know if I could have did it. Yeah. But she was like, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Yeah. And then I was like, Like thinking about it now, well, you know, back then I was like, I think we got something here. You know what I mean? Like I was like, she might be the one. You know what I mean? Edit that out. Edit that out.
She gonna be like, where the ring at?
Yeah, you know what I mean? No, hey, you know what's funny was, I just bought her an iWatch. She really wanted another iWatch or whatever they call it. I don't know. I'm Team Android. Anyways, the Apple Watch. And so, you know, I went through Costco because they're like really good. So I was like, yeah, find the one you want. And she found it. And then I was like, yeah, my credit card's hooked up. Just buy it for you. You know, if that's the one you want, go ahead. Yeah. And she was like, well, look at everything first before, you know, I submit it. And I'm just like, go ahead. And you want an Apple Watch? Like, get an Apple Watch. You know what I mean? Like, I have no problem doing that.
Rack up that credit card.
Yeah, right? Like Bobby said, man, spend it. Spend it. You got credit, get it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Oh, well, you know, I know. Hey, I'm overstated, you know. But, yeah, so she hands it to me. She's like, just look at it. Make sure it's everything you want. So I'm like, grab the phone, you know, which I've never, like, questioned anything that she's ever done with, like money-wise. Like, when she's like, hey, I bought groceries today, you know, like, it was like $150, you know, for groceries. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then, like, I go to repay her, and a lot of times she's all like, what's this for? And I'm like, for groceries, like, my half. And she's all like, bro, chill out. You know what I mean? Like, we're living together. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but, yeah, so, get to the Apple Watch, and I'm looking at the cart, and I'm like, what the hell, you know? I'm like, yeah, just buy it. I start looking, I'll go, yeah. All of a sudden, you know, her Apple Watch was like $200. I look down, I was like $12,250.
Holy
and I'm like,
shit.
did you get a tough shed? Like, you know, like, what did you buy? Like, what is this? You know, did you buy the accessory pack? Like, what? And she's like, oh, just look at your card. And I looked at it, and of course, engagement ring. You know what I mean? And she's just like, oh, how'd that get in there? And I'm like, oh, girl.
You thought you was slick.
Yeah. What's wrong with you, love? I'm also shot him like, what's wrong with you, man? Like, you know. But yeah, you know, like, cracks me up.
Damn.
I have no idea where that question was. I just ran off on that.
I forgot too, but
I forgot. Good story though.
Oh, your eye.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, how basically she didn't give up on you.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
But let me ask you this though. Looking back on that today, literally looking back, I can see clearly now.
Yeah, man.
If she would have threw in that towel, right? Mm-hmm. That day that you and her had that conversation, and looking back on it now, do you think you would have held it against her?
Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
100%. I mean, there's a lot of people that would have thrown in the towel. Yeah. Let's be real. Like, you know, there was a lot of people when she stuck around, and like, you know, everybody always cracks up because they're like, that's wifey material. Yeah. That builds, that's strong and stuff like that. And I'm like, nah, man, I let her in my house and she never left. You know? I always joke with her because, you know, we got 2 bedrooms upstairs, and I'm always like, you know, one room is just like my man cave. You know, it's like my big ass TV and PlayStation, all that, which I don't even go in there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Which is crazy because, like, I was so adamant about having this, like,
this space to yourself. Yeah.
I need to decompress when I get home, okay? You know, I listen to men all day bitch and moan about the wives. And the last thing I want to do is come home and hear your shit, you know? I don't really talk to my woman like that, let's be real. You know, like I said, I flinch because she beats the shit out of me. Like, yeah, you know, I'm like,
oh shit, that's her right there.
Yeah, I know, right? She'll hit me up. She'll be like, listen, but no, listen. She calls me cute little names like that. You know, I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know what pendejo means or anything like that. But I think it means handsome. I think. Does it? No?
Oh, okay.
Man. All right. Anyways, she calls me gordito. I don't know what that means, but I think it's nice. I think it is. Anyways, but yeah, she'll hit me up like randomly, you know, and be like, hey, so listen, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, what's up? And she's like, listen, I was reading my cards today,
Oh fuck.
And I'm like, oh, girl, put those cards away. She's like, you listen to me. I'm just kidding. She don't read cards.
I'm like, damn, you fucked.
I'm sorry, the devil's not in my house. We're not doing that.
Hell no.
Somebody tried bringing a Ouija board, and I was like, you best.
Oh yeah, you
gone.
get that
You
shit out
get
of
from
here.
here with that. Like that voodoo.
No,
Like,
for real,
bro.
That shit's. I got stories about that shit.
yeah.
I never fucked with it, but
I'm sure you haven't.
I know people that they fucked with it in their house with like their friends and shit, thinking it was cool, and their moms waking up in the middle of the night screaming their fucking head off from like dreams.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But nah, I mean,
You believe in ghosts, bro?
hell yeah.
With the cuckoo.
Hell yeah. I tell my daughter all the time, you don't listen, the fucking cuckoo's gonna get your ass. And she
yeah,
fucking
bro.
acts straight real quick. I'll be like, oh shit. She's like, ah!
Yeah.
She be running. I'm like, yeah, see, you gonna get your ass.
I hella joke with my old lady all the time. Like we'd be sitting there and laying in bed, right, and a little creak. I mean, the house is settling. It's a new house, and it'd be settling and shit. And all of a sudden, it'd be like, and I'll be like, hey, what's up? Did you hear that? And she's like, stop, please stop, please stop. And I'm like, shh, you stop, listen. You know, and then all of a sudden I'll just be like, I'm like, oh, did you hear it? Did you hear it? She's all like, bro, I can't stand you sometimes. I'm like, it's all good. But yeah.
Damn. So I got one more question for you. It's gonna be a big one. You ready?
No.
If you could give anyone in the world, past or present, dead or alive, a haircut, who would it be and why?
Okay, that's a good one. I think I got two for you. I'll be real with you.
All right.
Okay, one's dead and one's alive.
Okay.
All right.
Do the alive one first.
The live one first?
live one
Okay.
first.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah?
Yeah. One of my all-time favorite guys. Like comedian. Love his acting. Love his, all his specials and everything like that.
Yeah.
And honestly, if I could have a steak dinner with somebody, that'd be the guy.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey, bro.
Swear.
Like 100%. Like, yeah. I would cash in all my XRP that I have currently
He
right
said
now.
his
XRP is going to the moon. And my Bitcoin. I would cash all that in just to fucking have a steak dinner with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. Yeah.
Who's your unalive person?
Unalive person, Richie Valens, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually, I'm music to me, I probably enjoy music more than the average person.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, no, everybody enjoys music. No, I live and breathe just listening to music. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason why I put that sound system in my car, and every single one of my cars. I don't want to get too into it. Someone messing my whip and be all like, I know what he's got. You know what I'm saying? Like, look underneath the passenger, right. Like, it's right there. Like,
you mean that red Impala right there?
Yeah, that's her, eh? Was it on Juice? Yeah, that's her. She's trying to get a better look. She's raising it up. But yeah, I always enjoyed music. Motown, oldies, things like that. I mean, I've listened to a lot of newer stuff too, but my go-to is always oldies. So honestly, I could recall the first time I ever saw La Bamba.
Swear.
Movie. Yeah. I remember my dad showed it to me, and God, dude, hey, you want to talk about feel? You want to talk about getting emotional? I was Bob.
Really?
At the end of fucking La Bamba.
Damn.
When I saw that movie the first time, I was like, Richie! I was like,
It was devastating.
God. Yeah, man. I was like, when I heard that he actually died, obviously, I didn't know, watching that movie, but when it came to that part where he died with Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper and everything, I was like, wow, dude, that was devastating to me, But I visited his grave.
Swear.
Where
is it at?
So it's in Panoima. It's kind of by LA-ish, a little bit. So I was down in LA and I had one more day to burn, and I was just like, one thing I've always wanted to do was, go visit Richie Valens' grave. So I looked it up, saw we were 25 minutes or something like that away, and I was like, let's go. So I jumped in the car on the way home and stopped. grabbed a 6-pack of beer, you know, grabbed some flowers. And I remember I drove up to the place and I said, do you have a map? You know, or maybe like somebody's name. And they're like, who are you looking for? And I was like, I'm looking for my uncle. You know, like I didn't want to be like a fanboy. Yeah. You know, I was like, I'm looking for my uncle. His last name is Valenzuela. And she was like, are you looking for Richie Valens? And I was like, yeah, I'm be real. I'm looking for Richie Valens. And she's like, yep. And like just grabbed the paper and just handed it to me. It was already highlighted and shit. God. Like that's how many people still visit this man. You know what I mean? So
he's an icon.
Drove up there, and the person that went with me, man, they didn't understand. You know what I mean? Like they were just like, can we go? It's hot. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But in reality, I was sitting there. I was like,
yeah, you're taking it all in.
Pouring one out for him. He's buried right next to his mother.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay. Connie, I guess they call her Coco. He's buried right next to his mother. So, like, of course, you know, went, put one on Connie's grave, put one on Richie's, you know, played his music, you know, and just kind of just sat there and just, like, took it in and then kind of just, like,
I was like,
oh, my calves are hurting. Oh, my calves. oh my God. I need some more water in my life, blood. I'm like, again.
Oh, man.
I ain't going out like this. Was sitting there playing his music, you know, and just kind of just sat there and just, like, took it all in. And what the cool thing was like, we were, like, the only ones there. Like, I expected to, you know, see a lot of people there and stuff like that. But, like, no, I was, like, the only one there. And it was crazy because, like, after his song ended and everything, and I stopped it, I kind of just sat there and I just started thanking him for, like, all the music. And just, like, you know, he kind of really, like, set a tone for people, you know what I mean? Because, like, back then, it was, let's be real, it was, like, the 50s and, you know, and there wasn't really many Latino singers or anything out there, you know what I'm saying? And then
it was very different.
When he, you know, merged the Spanish and the English together, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how true the movie was about when he started singing it out there, but everybody erupted, you know, and seeing other movies where the person starts singing and it erupts, you know, maybe, you know, but just seeing that, man, that was a big thing to me. And I was like, wow, man, you know, like I wanted to play guitar after that. And I was like, psych, you know what I mean? Like I was like, nah, man, I ended up a carpal tunnel.
Fuck, what was that? What was that instrument? It's like 2 fret bars, but it's on the table. And then they have like a thumb pick for it.
Oh, you talking about that sleepwalk?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Bro. I forget what it's called.
I don't know. I looked up that shit so many times trying to figure out like how to play it on a normal guitar, which is I don't know. I haven't figured it out. But it's your boy Henny Suaves right here on the Poor Decisions podcast with
DommyCutz.
Where we at? Let them know.
We are at the Merchant Barbershop. It's actually right here in Vacaville, California. You know, we open 7 days a week. Someone will be here. We got a group of 5 guys on staff. It's always willing to cut everybody. So all walks of life are welcome. And yeah, man.
Come get right.
Come get right. Get your hair done. Dig this though, man. Like, we paid some artists to come up in here and do all this.
Came out clean.
Yeah, it did. I mean, they wanted to put like a frame around it, and I was like, unless you got the frame from the Last Supper, like it's not gonna fit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but hey, you know, to each their own. A big shout out to Bo and Steven here at the Merchant. You know, they went out on a limb with me, and you know, I've known Steven for 10 plus years. I used to get cut by Steven, and he's the one who kind of pushed me towards barbering. But yeah, big shout out to those guys for having me here in their spot. It's been fun so far. I've only been here for about a month, but it's a good time. A lot of laughs here, man.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.